Hey guys, Jeff here with Ghost Knight Gaming, and I'm here with Izzy, and I cannot remember the name of her cosplay page.
Hyoken Seisou.
I couldn't even
multiple.
say that.
Yeah, it's multiple. Or Hyo for sure.
And her boyfriend, he's tagging along. He didn't realize he was getting part of this, so... It's all according to plan.
I asked you and you said yes.
So, here we are back with another Costalk, and we're going to do the usual thing. I'm going to ask some questions, they're going to have some answers, and hopefully they have some questions for me at the end. And then there will be pictures, there will be links, and a ton of stuff for you guys to check out. So, first off, actually, I want to know how you came up with the name for your cosplay.
Very long time ago, when I kind of first got into anime, there was this anime called Samurai Deeper Kyo, and one of the characters, Akira, one of his attacks was Hyoken Seisou, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. It's badass. So
There we go. So now you know why.
And unfortunately, I can't change it because now it's kind of stuck and everyone knows me. But I was like, I can't change it to something simple.
So there you go. So along that question, how long have you been cosplaying?
About a decade, give or take. I mean, I probably didn't start really taking it seriously until 5, 6, 7 years ago. So, about, yeah.
Okay. What would probably be your most interesting cosplay that you've done so far?
Define interesting.
I guess that, yeah. Probably in terms of challenge, most interesting.
Define challenge.
Okay, to create.
Define create.
She's gonna make me work for this one. Okay.
Well, because there's lots of different ways I could take that question. Because like when you say interesting, it's like, what do you mean interesting? Like character design wise, that I found interesting.
Sure.
And to create, or like interesting like material wise, or size wise. Like there's.
Okay. Well, let's start with to create.
Probably hexadecimal. Because she was probably my first one where I was working with a lot of different things. My first time casting things. So with the mask, I did a life cast on my face, so that way it can be the utmost custom form-fitting mask that I can make. Life cast my face, sculpted on top of that, and then made a mold and cast the mask. Different expressions, different masks. And the challenge with that one was, how am I going to attach the mask to my face so that's interchangeable? Like, I don't want to be like everybody else and have elastic bands or ribbons everywhere, because like, I don't want to be static. Like, I want to be able to change it. So I ended up using magnets. I have 2 earth magnets at the temples in the mask and on the costume head, and that way I can change up the faces as I want. The cape, that was, because it's an older costume, that was 2009, maybe? So this was well before Warbler or EVA foam kind of really took off. Definitely well before the Warbler time frame. So I was limited to pretty much really shitty acrylic plastic. Really thin acrylic plastic. And I'm like, alright, so I glued fabric onto both sides of the acrylic, managed to construct some sort of like harness system that uses elastics that go around my front and all assemble in the back to try and seem as seamless as possible, and the cape/ribbon pieces attached to this harness via staples. So I had staples digging into my back the whole time. So that was interesting and challenging in that aspect. And 4-inch heels for like 8 hours. That was a challenge.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it.
I pretty much stay away from heeled costumes from now on, because I'm just like, I don't want to commit to that.
Yeah, no, I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
And I can't say anything because I want to commit to full armor, and 8 hours in full armor is going to be pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah, the big costume I'm working on now is going to require me to have a lot of like upper body stamina, so I'm like, I gotta start doing some workouts, like push-ups, or just like, I gotta start doing like 20-minute planks or something, I don't know, but it's gonna suck. It's gonna really suck.
What is probably the okay? I'm gonna try to word this well. Probably the most interesting part of cosplaying at conventions.
Interesting part. Cosplaying at conventions. I'll be completely honest. A lot of it is the reactions from people, and when I say that with a concerning voice, tone in my voice, is because, like, yes, obviously a lot of people are like, "Oh, that costume's amazing," and so obviously that's really fun to see, whether it's my costume or somebody else's costume. But what a lot of people don't realize, the longer you're in the cosplay community, is that there's a lot of, like, hexadecimal two-facedness. So it's very interesting to see people's reactions that you thought were friends or people you liked or whatever, you know, have like a, oh, they're wearing that. So it's just very interesting to see that kind of aspect happen throughout the community, that a lot of people are either blind or neglected to, or just don't, you know, just don't notice, kind of thing. Like, I don't mean to, like, make it kind of negative, but
it's something that we as a whole really are starting to see crop up here and there, and it's something that enough people are starting to notice now, and they're starting to do something about it. But it's a matter of, it makes it harder, you know, when you are somebody that's new coming into this community, and you don't realize what you're kind of getting into sometimes. And it makes it very daunting.
And that's kind of why I bring it up now, because, I mean, I'm a very realistic person, so I'm going to be very realistic. Like, this shit happens within the community, and I don't want that shit to deter a lot of new people, or for that negativity to infect the new people and have them turn nasty, be like, oh, talking about so-so. It's like, no, I want people to enjoy this community as a craft, as an art, because that's originally what it started off as. When I got into it, you know, it was great. I loved creating things, learning new things, working with new things, and then the drama happened, and I'm like, I'm not about this life. So I took a huge step back from that. And then now when I talk to new people, like, I tell them straight up, like, this is happening, be aware of it, but don't let it ruin your fun. Be who you are, make what you want to make, and, you know, don't let the negativity drag you down. Don't cosplay for other people's expectations. Cosplay for yourself. And create for yourself. Don't do it for the likes, don't do it for the fame, because, you know, that will come over time if that's there. You obviously, you got into this hobby because you like it, so do it for you. First and foremost, do it for you, and be happy doing it.
Yeah. And speaking of getting new people in, you had mentioned that you're getting your boyfriend into this now. So what is a challenge for you guys trying to start doing that, starting with somebody that's learning new?
Is that a question for me or for him?
Both.
Tag your it.
Well, the biggest challenge personally is that I have almost no artistic talent, so I'm really starting from the base level and building up from there.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, he said it, like, he's done nothing before. So at this point, it's kind of going to rely more so on me as far as creating the costumes for him, and just be like, I make this costume, put it on, honey. And then I'm sure over time, you know, he's going to start helping me out with a lot more things, whether my costumes or something that he wants to make. Like, I'm sure he'll be like, hey, I want to make this character from StarCraft. He'll be like, cool, I'll help you. I'll tutor you and mentor you through this project, and, you know, let you go at it yourself, kind of thing. You know, eventually it'll be me helping him to me, like, looking and be like, good job, kind of thing, and then he'll probably just do it on his own.
Yeah, and that's something that I like about trying to work with new people into the community, and it's something I kind of deal with here and there, because I'm both starting at this, but also getting my kids involved in this. So, and it's kind of that point for myself, because I'm spending time learning from you guys, all the ones that have more experience, and going, how do I do this? To, okay, so now I can show these guys, oh, hey, I learned this trick, so let's play with that. And you were talking about the magnet thing with your mask, and something that a project that I'm actually working on is using essentially that kind of premise to build a mask for that cosplay that I'm working on. And basically going, hey, my idea is not as crazy as it sounded. One of the great things to hear as I do a lot of these interviews, talk to a lot of cosplayers, and I go, okay, well, I want to try this, and they're going, yeah, that works, because I had to do it for this. And I'm going, whew,
Yeah, a lot of people will think of ideas, be like, oh, example, Magnus, be like, will this work? And then they start overthinking it and start overcomplicating it, and then they obviously get overwhelmed by it. So a lot of people like will stray away from new ideas. Whereas like me, I'm like, yeah, let's try it. Why not? Hey, look, it works. So
yeah, but the number of times I say, hey, I have this great idea, and I just get a
yeah,
because usually it's I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna see what happens here when I do this,
pretty
and
much.
away I go. All right, do you guys have any questions for me?
What got you into cosplaying? Why did you want to get into it?
I think always, my mother, it's all her fault. She instilled this love of dressing up. She used to put together costumes for me for Halloween years and years ago when I was younger. And it kind of always stuck there. I've always loved creating stuff. And then just going to some of the conventions, seeing some of the stuff, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And, then I got an opportunity to have a friend do work on a costume for me. And then, she worked on that. It didn't quite go according to plan, and I kind of stepped back. But then I kind of go and, I could do this. And then it just kind of started. I started looking at stuff, kind of poking around at it. And then I just kind of, as I do with a lot of things, I just kind of dove in and just started trying and realized, okay, I'm having fun with this. This is interesting. It's new. It's challenging. So let's just keep doing this.
Yeah.
And that pretty much cascaded from there 3 or 4 years ago. Started fooling around and kind of just going from there. And now I'm here.
Very cool. What is a dream costume or character?
I have to say, right now I'm kind of toss up between Master Chief, just because he is one of my favorite characters, and probably Tyrael from Diablo.
Okay, now with both of those, because you can make them in the same ways, what method would you go about making them? Would you stick with foam, or would you try Peppy Crow?
I'd probably stick with foam for my first build. It's something I really know well, so it's something I'm going, okay, I can work with this because I'm starting to understand. Okay, helmets. Okay, body armor. Okay, and then kind of go from there, because I am definitely I started getting into Warbler when I started working on Ike, so some of the armor pieces are actually Warbler done. So I'm like, okay, well, there's other armor I'll go back to and I'll do with Warbler and stuff like that. So I'm gradually trying experimenting different materials as I get access to them to try to do different things, and I even go back to stuff I've done before and try it again. Okay, now try it with this. So odds are I would do it foam first, because I've got a couple of armor builds I'm working on right now that are going to be really strictly foam, but they're going to be very detailed, and then kind of play from there.
Cool.
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed checking us out. There will be pictures of her cosplays at the end of the video, and hopefully I will have a follow-up later of him in costume later on this year.
His first costume will be at Odafest, possibly at April if I get it done sooner. But
Yeah, and I will be at Odafest, don't worry, and the camera will be there. So there's a good chance it'll happen. So if you haven't already, give me a like, subscribe to my channel to see more Cost Talks like this and some of my other stuff. And in the comments below will be all of her social media, so definitely head on over, check out her stuff, give her a like, give her a follow, and I will see you guys again next time. Have fun, keep gaming.